Welcome, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and it happens to be in the early, or almost early afternoon, Sunday, in the beginning of June 2022. And the first day of summer, of course, is June 21st. Now, from 3 to 4, I will try my best to get through some serious topics. Now, I hope this weekend is going well for everyone out there. It's hot, hazy, hot, and humid. You know, it's summertime. Jordy says hello. There's the tsunami of beer that Jordy K, performing artist Jordy K, guzzles down every day. This big tsunami of beer. Daryl Messias from Northern California, welcome. And happy Feliz Domingo to Daryl Messias. Okay. I have something to show you. It has to do with the pencil neck geek that owns StreamYard. Yes, he's a geek like Mark Zucker douche, Mark Zucker scum, but he's a geek like him. But I think he's more geeky. He's more wimpy, but he's a sneaky weasel, and I'm going to show you why. Hold on for a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just want to mention something. Well, besides mentioning something, then I'll start doing some screen sharing. Now, it's good news, but then it shows you how sneaky retail capitalism is. They never stop coming up with schemes. When you go to Google, the browser Google, and you see the search window, right below the URL screen, you see the search window, and that's how people utilize Google. Big company, it owns YouTube, you know, God knows what else. Now, what they're doing now, and it's great because they're fabulous articles and videos about many different diverse subjects. Right below the search screen, the browser window, the browser search window. Right below that, there's a series of fantastic, well, not all of them, but very diverse articles and videos. And you scroll down and it just goes way down and you see a lot of great information. Well, guess what they're doing now with some of those articles that you would click on and read? Let's just say the articles, not the videos. On social media, everyone knows because it's free, they shove a lot of advertisement down your throat, a lot of spam. Okay, on the initial page that you're on. Okay, now when you click on one of these articles, as you scroll down beneath the browser search window, let's say you see something interesting to you, you click on it. Many of them, they don't give you the whole entire article. What they do is they give you maybe a couple paragraphs and then there's a button that says next. Well, guess what? You go to the next page and you get maybe 2 or 3 more paragraphs of the article with photos. And then there's a button that says next. And you go next and you go next. And instead of giving you the entire article like they normally would, you got to keep clicking next and flipping the page. And as you're going from one page of the article to another, which is very annoying, okay, they're shoving even more advertisement down your throat as you're flipping pages. Like you read 2 or 3 articles, click next. You read some paragraphs of the article, and then they're jamming even more advertisement down your throat. So I just want to mention that, you know, Chisley's Hall of Shame, Google, you're the first inductee. You can't pull anything over on James P. Madonna's eyes. I see everything. You know, you can't fool me. You can't fool me. Okay. Let me play this one here.
Try this strange 10-second technique tonight to reverse type 2 diabetes. Most people can.
United States is finally trying.
All right, hold on. Of course, you know, they give you an advertisement at the beginning. All right. Now let me do a screen share. Screen share. Bring this up. No, that's not it. 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 Where the fuck is it? Here we go. Extremely annoying. They make you jump through hoops to do something simple. All right. The disturbing reason marijuana was made illegal. Of course, someone has oh, they finally shut it off. Good. There it goes again. Someone has one of those ultra-sensitive car alarms that go off at the drop of a hat. which means if your car is really being broken into, people are going to be so used to the false alarm that they're not going to pay attention. Lovely. Okay, this one is a very good video on marijuana.
The United States is finally turning a corner. More and more states have legalized marijuana, and even the federal government is beginning to take steps toward legalization. But why was marijuana banned in the first place? In 2012, the states of Colorado and Washington became the first states in the United States to legalize recreational marijuana, a move that started a trend that has gained momentum throughout the country. As of February 2022, 18 states, along with Washington, D.C. and Guam, have legalized recreational use of the drug. Currently, the U.S. Senate is making moves to finally put an end to the federal pot prohibition as well. Many studies indicate that marijuana is nowhere near as dangerous as drugs that are generally legal and easily available, such as alcohol and tobacco. Yet, reefer is classified by the federal government as a Schedule I drug. That's a class of the supposedly most dangerous banned substances with no acceptable medical uses, such as heroin and LSD. Interestingly, cocaine and meth are Schedule II drugs, categorically safer than marijuana, according to the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. So with more and more dispensaries popping up across the country each year and the culture of smoking weed becoming more normalized, lots of folks might be asking how and why this plant was made illegal in the first place. Up until the end of the 19th century, Americans were encouraged to cultivate cannabis, or as it's otherwise known, hemp. Though hemp and marijuana both come from the cannabis plant, hemp is bred to have a much lower concentration of THC, the chemical in pot that gets you high. It was used to make clothing, rope, and other products. Virginia farmers were required to grow it in the 17th century, and several colonies used it as legal tender. Hemp plantations were widespread throughout Mississippi, Georgia, California, South Carolina, Nebraska, New York, and Kentucky. Toward the end of the 19th century, cotton replaced hemp as the material of choice for clothing. Instead, hemp became a popular ingredient in medicines, and you can find it in just about any pharmacy in the country. At the same time, the recreational use of hashish spread from the salons of France to some quarters of the United States. Americans didn't have a problem with marijuana until migrant workers from Mexico began coming to states like Louisiana and Texas at the beginning of the 20th century. Americans grew antagonistic toward these immigrants, despite taking advantage of their labor. The Mexican workers called the plant by its Spanish name, marijuana. Even though most Americans had the drug in their medicine cabinets, usually listed as cannabis, the plant became newly exotic and something to fear. By 1931, 29 states had banned marijuana, and the United States had created the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, the forebearer of the DEA. Meanwhile, black jazz musicians began to adopt the drug as part of the hepcap lifestyle. Marijuana was even immortalized in song lyrics, such as the Cab Calloway hit Reefer Man. Though the prohibition on alcohol ended at this time, cannabis's recreational popularity among people of color made it an easy target. Unfounded and racist claims that weed made men of color violent and overtly sexual toward white women were present in hearings on marijuana in the 1930s. The sale and use of the plant were made illegal by the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. Its place in the Schedule I category was established by the Controlled Substances Act in 1971. But even after the drug was made illegal, its place in the culture continued to grow and become normalized, particularly during the counterculture of the 1960s. By the following decade, 11 states had decriminalized weed, and even the Nixon-appointed Schaefer Commission recommended decriminalizing the drug federally. President Nixon ignored the recommendation, though President Carter openly supported nationwide decriminalization. At the very least, mandatory minimum sentences for drug possession were relaxed. But in 1986, President Reagan signed the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, reinstating minimum sentencing for drug offenses. Marijuana was not granted much leniency. Possessing 100 marijuana plants got the same penalty as possessing 100 grams of heroin. President Clinton made the penalties even harsher, tacking on a 3 strikes rule in his Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994. Drug arrests skyrocketed. Though there have been tweaks over the years, the bulk of the law, including mandatory minimum drug sentencing, is still in place.
He won't get out until he's 79 for selling something that's currently legal for recreational use in 4 states.
And all this because of an unfounded fear of the unknown. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about American history are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Can these
Okay.
Tesla solar panels give you free electricity for life?
Okay. We have now my co-host here, originally from Boston, now residing in St. John's, New Brunswick, Canadian Maritime Province, financial extraordinaire expert, and competitive all-natural strength trainer in strength training events, the one and only, the Commodore. Commodore, thank you for joining me. Excuse me. Thank you for joining me for progressive discussions. I'm going to the next topic, but I just want to go over that video on marijuana. The same religious zealot fanatics that want to control your life, that don't know a damn thing about what's in the Bible, the same ones that started prohibition after tens of thousands of years of people making alcoholic beverages and enjoying them and even giving them to their children when their kids would act up and not go to sleep and, and will not keep quiet like they should, as they should be seen and not heard. These same religious freaks created prohibition, which was stupid. Of course, people like Al Capone had speakeasies, right? But the same mentality, the same people condemn marijuana usage, which is a miraculous plant, a miracle health plant. It's a great natural tranquilizer, one of the finest, and it's, like I said, miracle health plant, and it's absolutely, if used responsibly, just like alcohol, there's nothing wrong with it. But these people want to control your lives, so that's the reason why they forced the legislature to make these natural products that have a place in our health regimen illegal, which is stupid, insane. James, I love that loud burp, but that still does not compare to Randy's giant dump on South Park. Yeah, that was the best. Prohibition is one thing, but please do not outlaw the massage parlors, also referred to as gentlemen's clubs. Yeah, gentlemen. Every time I think of a gentlemen's club, I think of a man dressed like Mr. Peanut, with the white gloves and the tuxedo with the tails and the tall top hat, with the pocket watch, the monocle. Yeah, that was like, I think that was J.P. Morgan days. Yeah, the gentleman's. I'm a gentleman's gentleman. What does Sir Walter Raleigh do? That blue pill beta male. He laid his jacket over a puddle so a woman would not get her feet wet. I don't know if that's a myth. Jiminy Cricket, yeah. If you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. If you wish. Anyway, I'm getting carried away here. Mr. Peanut. Yeah. Leave, Betsy Ross, when she made the first American flag with the 13 colonies becoming states, that was hemp. The founding fathers, which they had skeletons in their closet, but they made them heroes and angels in my history books. They grew hemp. And hemp is a strong, durable material. Compared to cotton, cotton is flimsy, it wears out. So nothing wrong with it. 7. Oh, how many did she fuck out of the 7? What was it? There was sleepy, grumpy, sleazy, horny, Bashful. 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 I don't know. I don't know how many she banged, or how many seduced Snow White while she was trying to sleep. Okay. If you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Oh, here we go. It should be amusing.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise.
Oh, here we go again. Oh, Manudja, Manudja.
I know this is hard to hear, but it's...
Okay, we're gonna listen to some crooked charlatan TV evangelist material, which should be sad, even though true, that but a sucker is born every minute, P.T. Barnum said, and these are grown adults. These are grown adults who make themselves victims. Nobody's holding a shotgun to their heads. You know, a person should be able to spot red flags before they get involved in anything. If you're an adult with average intelligence, you should be able to spot red flags. And it goes for everything in life. Bashful. I'm bashful. I'm so bashful. All right. Hold on for a second. Bashful never settle for sloppy seconds or sloppy thirds or fourths. So the sign of a good massage parlor, a highly rated one, is not only do you get happy endings, but you get happy beginnings too. If you wish upon a star. Blow me. Private jet.
I had enough money to buy a beautiful Cessna Citation jet, cash. And since there's so much jealousy in this room tonight that I can feel over this. A few weeks later, I bought another one worth 3 times what that one was. Cash. Act happy over my blessing, folks.
Without the airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Brother Copeland.
Let me just say this. We're believing God for a brand new Falcon 7X so we can go anywhere in the world one stop. We've asked the Lord Jesus Christ, and we're believing God. In fact, he told me, Jesse, it was one of the greatest statements the Lord ever told me. He said, Jesse, you want to come up where I'm at? And I said, what do you mean? He said that before you ask, I'll answer. Isaiah 65:24. I said, yes, Lord. He said, I want you to believe me for a Falcon 7X. So I said, okay. But the first thing I thought of was how I'm going to pay for it. And then that great statement that he told me in 1978 flooded into my mind and said, Jesse, I didn't ask you to pay for it. I asked you to believe for it.
If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me. You cannot stop me from dreaming.
God to have a private jet. Why would it be okay for a business executive, but not okay for somebody like me. I really could not fly commercial at this stage of my life and do what I'm doing. I could not endure it physically. Do you know how hard it is to fly commercial?
Yeah, I've done it. Put your ass in a seat and buckle up.
May I interrupt you there for a second?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have done that on an airliner.
No, sir. No way.
Stand up and say, "What'd you say, Lord?"
No.
Okay, no, yeah. And the guy sitting over there saying, "What the hell does he think he's doing?" You can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
No. This is so important. And those of you that are just now coming into these things, in the first place, Jesse and I and others, Keith Moore and Creflo and all of us, the world is in such a shape, we can't get there without this.
That's right.
We've got to have this. We would have the mess that the airlines are in today. I would have to stop. I'm being very conservative. At least 75 to 80, more like 90% of what we're doing, because you can't get there from here.
It's impossible.
So now Oral used to fly airlines,
Right.
but even back there then, man, it got to the place where it was agitating his spirits, people coming up to him. He had become famous, and they wanted you to pray for him and all that. You can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world.
Right.
You get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right. That's exactly the
And
truth.
it's deadly.
And he works on you hard. It really does.
Now you drive a wonderful car and you have a plane and you have all of the accoutrements of success.
Accoutrements. I like that.
Listening to the sermon today, I understood very clearly, because God doesn't just bless you and say enough. He allows your cup to run it over. But how do you explain that?
One, he allows your cup to run over. I don't think the issue with clergy is what you drive, where you live. It's more how you got it.
But after the Crusades were over, Hinn's private jet took off to Italy. In Milan, Hinn's room at the Savoia Hotel was 1001, the presidential suite. It features its own Baroque swimming pool and Turkish bath. The going rate, more than $10,000 per night. From Italy, the Hinn entourage headed to London for a day. The party stayed at the prestigious Lanesborough Hotel. The rate for Hinn's room, almost $4,000 a night. And there were incidental charges on the hotel bill, including in-room tea, lunch, and chauffeur services totaling $6,000. To his trademark white suits, his ministry's logo stitched, it is said, with 24-karat gold thread, custom tailored in Beverly Hills for several $1,000s apiece. The man who once asked, where in the scripture does it say I have to drive a Honda? As Mercedes-Benz taste.
Do I believe that God wants to bless us? Yes.
But when you go to the conferences, you ask people to give money. So you say, do it cheerfully.
Yeah.
Because
the Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. See, giving is a major part of the whole Christian doctrine.
But do you believe that if someone gives money to the ministry, that more will come back to them?
Yes. Absolutely.
I think that's what they mean by prosperity gospel.
First of all, I'm pausing this very informative video. First of all, when Christians tithe, plant the seed of tithing to a quote-unquote supposed man of God, that man of God is supposed to do God's work with the tithing, not live in a lap of luxury and spend it on himself or herself to live high on the hog and have multiple private jets and a mansion and any car he desires. They're supposed to do God's work. Things like feeding the poor, filling the soup kitchens up, with food for the homeless. If there's a natural disaster like Category 5 hurricane, take care of the needs of the victims that lost their homes. They're supposed to do God's work with the tithing, okay? And they're not supposed to show off and give people the impression that they have a bat phone to God and that God told them this was fine. Joyce Meyer is correct.
Do you worry at all that sometimes your message will be heard by someone in the most dire circumstances? It's a sort of roulette wheel, a sort of gamble with God. Okay, well, I can't pay the rent, but I'll give it to Joyce and we'll see what happens. Do you worry at all that happens?
I totally know. I don't worry about it.
We can't wait to see you right here in New York for the V1 Church Conference, June 18th. This is Pastor Mike Signorelli. I'm going to be joined by Ryan Lestrange, Jenny Weaver, V1 Worship. You're going to receive a time of impartation, prayer, deliverance, healing, and make new friends from around the world that are flying and driving out from V1 Global. So go ahead, get your ticket now, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, let's see. Did it end? I think it did.
They do not want you to hear this.
Oh my God, Otto is actually legit. I don't know, like, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Joyce Meyer says, no, I totally don't worry about that. Well, I'm sure she doesn't, but she should. Because right now, even as we speak, there are thousands of people all around the world who are watching TBN and Daystar and Lasea Broadcasting and the Word Network and all these things. And they are hearing this endless drivel of saying, you send us your money and God will give you a harvest. And there are people at home, they are poor, they are sick, they are desperate, they have sick children. And so in desperation, they get out their checkbook or they get out their credit card and they send in money to these multi-millionaire preachers who fly in private jets and who live in multi-million-dollar homes. Jesse Duplantis, for example, lives in a 35,000 square foot parsonage. But when your wealth is gained off of preying upon the hopes and fears of hurting and sick and desperate people, there's a lot wrong with that.
Oh, hear what I'm saying to you. That's what the Bible meant when it said, give, and it shall be given to you. Again, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. There's no way you can serve me and me not serve you. The more you give to me, the more I give back to you.
The law is this. Here's the law in the kingdom of God. Harvest responds only to seed, not to prayer. Harvest responds only to seed, not to prayer, not to fasting, or any kind of position you have. Harvest only responds to seed. Say that out loud. Harvest only responds to seed, not prayer.
Yeah, and income tax and capital gains tax.
Not fasting. Not titles. Seed. Now, don't you go to thinking about, well, no, I don't agree with that because I remember one time I prayed. All right, keep living. Living this time right now. Ain't no harvest coming because you say, oh, Lord Jesus, you understand. Lord, help me. He said, I do understand. So, don't start all that. So, find you some piece of money. Find you something to sow. If it's money, you need whatever the harvest is you need to come up. If it's money, you're going to have to sow money. You can't talk about, I'm going to sow my time. You're just going to get a vacation. No money.
Oh, boy.
Until the seed is sown, the harvest is not in view.
Fear of this coronavirus is faith in its ability to hurt you or kill you. The fear of what are we going to do? I'm getting laid off at work. Hey, your job's not your source. If it is, you're in trouble. Jesus is your source. Whatever you do right now, don't you stop tithing. Don't you stop sowing offerings. Well, they won't let us go to church. Well, email it in there, text to give or something, but you get your tithe in that church. If you have to go take it down there and drop it off and stick it under the door or something, you get that tithe in that church, you get that offering in that church, and then you go home and you do what we're supposed to do.
According to the scripture, if you give to God, you ought to be so blessed you don't know what to do with yourself. The title of the sermon today is, Why Isn't My Giving Working? Think about that. Because see, according to God, if you give, you ought to be so blessed. My Lord, they're blessed in the city, in the field, going in and going out. But why isn't my giving working?
Because you're not giving to the needy, to people who need.
I want you to go to the phone, dial the number on the screen, and simply say, I'm one of the 1,000. I'm going to faith in somehow in 90 days, $1,000 seed. You may already have the 1,000. It may be something you put aside for retirement or a college or a vacation. You may have put some money aside that nobody knows about, and God's given you a picture. It may be in the bottom of your closet, maybe in a sock, maybe between your mattresses. It may be an account that nobody knows about, but you and God. That's not your harvest. That $1,000 won't get you anywhere until God touches it. In fact, I have a feeling that somebody watching me right now, I have a feeling that somebody that wants a credit card debt wiped out, that if you'll use your faith as you sow the 1,000 on a credit card, as you use your faith, God's going to wipe out your credit card indebtedness.
So many people think that this movement is just about health and wealth, Rolex watches, private jets, and healing. No, that's just some of the bad, low-hanging fruit off of a rotten theological tree. It is a tree that is rotten and diseased and dead at its core. And health and wealth is just some of the bad fruit hanging off of it. But the allure of health and wealth is what makes this movement so appealing and yet so dangerous at the same time. Because the prosperity gospel essentially says this: come to Jesus because he'll make you rich and he'll heal your body. They appeal to two of the most basic and universal of all human desires. Most people want to be rich, and almost everybody wants to be healed. Not many people want to be sick. There's a few people that just like the attention that comes with being sick, and they think they're sick whether they are or not. But for most of us, if we had our druthers, we'd rather not be sick, right? And so the prosperity gospel says, well, if you'll just come to Jesus, then you can have it. So let me get this straight. You're telling me if I come to Jesus, if I ask Jesus into my heart, then God will make me rich and I'll never be sick again? Sign me up, man. I like that, Jesus. You got two of them, I'll take them both. But is that the real gospel? Or is the real gospel something a little bit more like this? Come to Jesus because you're a sinner. And because of your sin, the righteous wrath of God abides on you. And the only way to have that wrath removed is to repent of sins, turn from sins, and place your trust in the risen Lord Jesus Christ. And then you will have heaven But on this earth, we're not promised money. We're not promised healing. What are we promised? We're promised tribulation. We're promised persecution.
What happens when the prostate enlarges and the urine channel gets tight? You cannot be certain how fast it will grow and choke your urethra completely. Scientists from both California and Harvard University.
Well, Colin, a guilt trip only works and affects people if they allow it to. I mean, they could say anything they want. You're not obligated to do anything except die and pay taxes. You know, and as far as the church goes, I guess the pastor or the priest feels that it's the Christian thing to do to discriminate against poor Christians. You know, when I put money in the basket, I put very little. I put what I can afford or what I have on me, or how pissed off the sanctimonious, stuck-up church people are behaving. And that puts me in a bad mood, then I give less. But yeah, guilt is same thing with relationships. That when women use the guilt trip, guilt only works if you let it. No, it is not natural for a human being with hormones being produced in their body to live a life of celibacy. You think the people in the Bible were celibate? Hell no. And that goes for the New Testament too. None of them were celibate. They were having more sex than modern people are today with the pandemic and feminism and everything. No. Let the priests relieve their frustration so they don't bother the altar boys and become gay pedophiles and molest the altar boys. It's not natural to be celibate. Okay. Good morning, my dear Masumi. Good morning. It is now 5 a.m. Monday in Tokyo. So good morning to you, Masumi. Yeah. You're going against nature, you know. I'm sorry. Yeah, that guilt trip is really, it's cruel if the society shames the poor for not being able to donate. And a donation is not so a pastor can live high on a hog. Blacklisted? Hey, charity begins at home. That's an old saying my grandmother used to say. Charity begins at home. Oh, without a doubt. Well, we just those southern southern TV evangelists are most likely from a Protestant background. They could be they could have a background as a Methodist or a Baptist. They could be Baptists originally, Presbyterian. You know. I mean, yeah. No one is without sin. known the human race is a very vile, despicable species. And I'm not talking about organized religion because I don't follow it. Where they have the laws of man, arrogant humans making up their own rules. I'm talking about it's like the National League refusing to have a designated hitter, which has all benefits and no drawbacks. A priest should be allowed to date and marry. I'm not saying that they have to be debaucherous. No, they should be taxed. No, if you're a pastor and you claim to be a pastor, minister, priest, and you claim to be a Christian, and you claim to be doing God's work, if you're a mega church, if you're wealthy, you're not doing God's work. Read the Bible. Read the Bible, people. Read the Bible. Okay? Read the Bible. That's that kind of Christianity is a cult. It's a cult, and I bet the right-wing capitalists love that kind of Christianity of not being taxed. Okay, I have a celebrity here from, remember the Addams Family, the character known as Thing? Well, Thing is here. Thing shows up unexpectedly, unexpected visit. That's how Thing is. Thing never calls me and lets me know that he's coming, to visit during a show. So he's here, and he has some choice words for all these rotten to the core TV evangelists.
Cocksucker! Go fuck yourself!
What's that? Thing. Keep your composure.
Motherfucker!
All right.
Ass liquor!
Ah, Thing. Come on. That's not nice.
Shit for brains!
Come on.
Fucking idiot! Screw you! Fuckface!
Be nice, Thing.
Fucker! Fat-ass bastard! Sit on this! Ass bandit! Hey, dickhead! Hey, lard-ass!
What's that?
Fuck you, asshole! Cocksucker!
Okay, that's it.
Go fuck yourself! Motherfucker!
All right, that's enough.
Cocksucker!
Oh, Thing. You better have a craft beer like I'm having now. A dark lager from Munich, Germany. Hacker Shore. You need a drink to relax. Oh. Shake weight. Okay. All right. Thing really is something else. All right, let me see what else I have here. Oh, here we go. I want to show you. Let me see if I can screen share this. I want to show you how that pencil neck geek that started and owns StreamYard, what a piece of shit he is. Let's see. Oops. It went away. What the what's going on here, man? Hey, Colin.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Good. This really aggravates me because hold on. This has got to be shown without a doubt. Let me know.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. No, you know what I'm going to do? Let me try it this way. Excuse me. Yeah, let me try it this way. This might be better. Okay, I believe this would be better. Yeah, Thing from the Addams Family is very outspoken. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, let me enlarge it. Let me enlarge it. See if I could. No, I can't. I can't. Okay, I'm going to show you. Do you see my cursor moving around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is from the StreamYard billing page. Now, I don't pay because I use the free account.
Right.
20 free hours a month. Okay. It says here, streaming hours. And it says here to the right of streaming hours, 8 hours and 4 minutes were used of 20 hours. Okay. Resets June 12th, 2022, which means I go back to 20 hours. So it's saying, it says a free plan is limited to 20 hours per month of live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is how it's worded, 8 hours and 4 minutes used of 20 hours. So that means I have a lot of hours left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, but going down in the lower left, it says your recording trial has ended. Upgrade. What a bunch of fucking sleazebags. I don't know, you've seen what that geek looks like that owns StreamYard. He needs a stream of urine all over his face. Yeah, I mean, come on. My recording time has ended. How could it end if I only used 8 hours and 4 minutes used out of 20 hours?
Mm-hmm.
How could that have possibly ended? It's a lie. It's a lie. It's I guess they're trying to see how many people they could sucker.
Yeah.
He keeps emailing me that I'm a streaming machine and I almost used up all my hours and I need to get the professional version. And he nags and nags because that's what geeks do. The bloodsuckers. But
Yeah.
but they're not basing it on truth. I'm not a streaming machine because I only use 8 hours and 4 minutes out of 20 hours.
Yeah,
So,
man.
and this, the lie, my recording trial has ended. A complete lie. So I just wanted to show that.
Mm-hmm.
James,
No, they try and root me in.
Huh?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Colin. Go ahead.
No, I was just, just a quick one. I was just saying they try and root me in, and then, then they go for the jugular.
Oh, bait, you're talking about bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an old retail trick, probably created by the Eagle Beaks. It's an old trick. James Commodore says, James, the reason why I like the unmarried Catholic priests is because I despise married Catholic deacons who get up in front of the church and get the glory in front of their wife and family. Well, the glory should only come to those that speak the truth about the Word of God. I mean, it's not about ego. It shouldn't be about ego. It shouldn't be about ego. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger does a video talking about all his accomplishments and being braggadocious. It's not about ego to do the work of God. And they're merely a messenger. That's what they are. They're a messenger. A deacon. Well, a deacon is a rank. They should wear traditional deacon clothing, not be a pretend priest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I'm not. Listen, the Catholic Church. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Catholic, but the Catholic Church has a lot of skeletons in their closets since in the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages, and some of the priests were really wicked and corrupt and had people killed for disagreeing with them. And I am not beholden to any organized religion. Okay, the important thing is the Word of God, the book. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of it came from Vatican II. You know what I mean? That's when they started taking out the altar rails. Like I'm a big traditionalist, by no means perfect. Don't get me wrong. Nobody here walks on water. You know what I mean? But I'm Vatican II, when they started ripping out, as I said, the altar rails and taking down the high altar, and then the loss of tradition. Then you went to the Novus Order, which I've been to. I was confirmed in the Novus Order. I was born in 1974. You know what I mean? But so many changes came in there, and they took away the tradition and that. And now even the Pope now at the moment, he's trying to take away that traditional Latin Mass. Like I said in the chat earlier on, my grandfather was saying, they grew up poor in Derry City, Northern Ireland, and there were cattle dealers. There was people more poor than them. You guys know.
Well, they took away the candles. They now have LED lights. They took away statues of saints and whatever. They took that away.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's worshiping a statue.
Absolutely.
People know that if the statue is
representation.
Yeah. If the statue is Saint Anthony of what is it, Padua, or Saint Francis of Assisi, or Saint Benedict, or whatever, they know who it is. They're not worshiping the statue as a deity. They're not deities. But they took away that, and the Latin Mass. They took away the Latin. Now they have guitar playing and tambourine whacking and
electric guitars, everything.
Yeah, electric guitar. The guy in my church he's bragging. He bought a new Fender electric guitar. He says, "Oh, it sounds fantastic. Oh, good for you." He's an asshole. That's the guy that didn't want me there with my African drum, and the priest wanted me there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I busted his chops and says I should come in with my kazoo.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? I mean, give me a break. It's not about how much attention and how many groupies he gets, the old fart.
Yeah.
It's not about that. I thought deacons. I thought everybody subordinate to the priest is supposed to serve Christ also. I didn't know only a priest is supposed to.
Hey, he's persona Christi. He's he's the guy with the blessed hands. He consecrates the Mass, consecrates the Eucharist. And there's just too many other people getting involved now. You see,
okay.
You see 10 men, 10 women up on the altar.
Well,
sitting, go
yeah,
ahead.
I agree. Yeah, but the celibacy, no. Celibacy's got to go. It's just not part of human nature. Anyway, it's like saying, well, only a Catholic priest has the authority to make holy water. So, in other words, if you took very clean, pure water and and recited the same psalms, prayers, whatever they do to make holy water. If Colin did it, then it will not turn into holy water.
Do you know there's been many exorcists, and one of them's called Father Chad Ripperger, the Colorado area, and you know he trains, you know he trains priests in this ministry of exorcism. But he said in some of his talks, you'll find them on YouTube. He's brilliant to listen to. You know, very very theologically powerful human being, a blessing. But he said that if they've got a full blown case, you know, a lot of people just need.
Well, they have to prove it. The church.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the
But
church won't send exorcism.
He said some of the ways how they test a full blown case is that they'll have a glass of holy water and a glass of tap water. And he said once they, put that on the person, the demon knows and the demon reacts. The demon knows the difference, even though they've never seen it. And, oftentimes they might have a relic, in their pocket, and the demon can figure it out as well, and says, get that away from me. That's coming through the afflicted person, but that's just going back into what you mentioned about the water, I'm
not saying you can use tap water. I'm saying that if a person who's a devout Christian uses the same exact prayer that the priest used to make holy water, could that civilian Christian who's using the same words make holy water?
No, not at all. No, that's impossible. It's like you and I going out. Can we consecrate the Eucharist? Can we consecrate the bread? Sorry, excuse me. We can't.
All right, I understand.
The the priest is he's persona Christi. His ordination, his hands, are blessed. We can't do that. That's why even going back to exorcism. That's why lay people sit in the background, say nothing, and pray the rosary, say the prayers, and don't even get involved unless it has to be something physical. They hold the person in place.
Well, a priest will not engage in conversation with the demon because the demon lies. So the priest will not. The priest will tell people, don't listen to his words, don't talk to him, and then they commence with the rite of exorcism.
Yeah,
and they don't converse because they lie. Yeah, and deceive, and they.
Here's a great one. It's a thick one, right? By Father Chad Ripperger, PhD. Introduction to the Science of Mental Health, right? And he's an exorcist, but he goes into mental health, then he goes in and then he talks about the ministry that he's involved in, and he teaches priests all over the country, right? And here's another guy, another father, he just died a few years ago. Father Gabriel Amorth. He was a chief exorcist in the Vatican for years and years. And he's got about 3 books out. This is one of them. And this is a thinner one, but it's an interesting read. But this is awesome. It'll take you a while to get through it. It's a hard read, a very, very hard read. But it's really, really, it's, probably cost you $50. I don't know. You get it on Amazon, maybe less now. I've had it for a while. And I've had it for a while. I still haven't got through it all, But no, for anybody that's interested in reading and just on that subject, it's a go-to.
Now, the other mystery is I know Simon Magus and the Emperor Constantine started the original Catholic Church, and they try to incorporate Roman holidays and traditions into the first Catholic Church because they wanted to have holidays. They wanted to celebrate, but the only holidays I remember are the primary Christian holidays: the day of Pentecost, Jubilee, so on and so forth. But being that Rome had a pagan religion, they tried to make it Rome friendly. But what bothers me is all the books that were left out of the Bible that were written by prominent people from the Bible. Like for instance, there's something called the book of
Enoch.
Well, Enoch, Mary Magdalene. There are others, and they were left out, but the people are still important people that are part of either the Old Testament or the New Testament. So the reasoning for the Catholic Church leaving them out is questionable, since there were many very wicked, corrupt popes back in the Middle Ages. And not all of them, but some. So to take the advice of a person with bad intentions that says, "Oh, that book of Mary Magdalene, nah, we don't care for what she was before she joined Jesus's flock. Oh, we don't want a book written by a woman. We're going to leave it out." Now, that's definitely the wrong reason for leaving it out. Now, Jesus was very fond of Mary Magdalene. She was the first to see him resurrected from the tomb. She was the first, and she was a loyal subject, whatever, a disciple. The others were screw-ups. I mean, all the disciples were screw-ups.
Yeah, he took everybody off the street,
They weren't like carbon copies of
alcoholics, whatever.
Whatever. Every one of them was a screw-up. And even Mary Magdalene had a very screwed up lifestyle before she joined the flock. But then she changed, and she ended up being the best one of all. But she was swept under the rug, so to speak. So it's a mystery. Another mystery is, why do some Christians insist that the world is only 6,000 years old? I don't believe that.
There's a lot of BS out there, James. A lot of BS out there. You were playing those captions earlier on. All those pastors with their private jets, and they're living in luxury, and there's some people that just struggle to pay their rent and put food on the table. And these guys are milking it. They're milking it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm very skeptical now, even within my own faith, of who I follow, or who I might donate to. May it only be $10, you know what I mean? That's $10 of gas, not that it gets you much gas these days, you know what I mean? But I'm very, very skeptical, because it's a business for a lot of people, and the Bible warned us there will be false prophets.
Well, you got for $3 more. I can eat at the Royal Hibachi for the lunch buffet.
Right?
For $3 more, It's
true enough. Oh,
it's true. And I covered some good topics. Of course, there's always inductees into the Chislers Hall of Shame. TV evangelists, Google.
Yeah.
You know, with their bait and switch in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the people that run social media with their censorship, their disregard for the First Amendment.
Yeah, yeah, right. You know, it's hard to find genuine people these days. You know, it's really hard. There's not too many out there, and if there is a few out there, they get shut down. You know what I mean, for speaking the truth. You know, and that's what the world we live in today. But you know what, we can get over that hump, especially here in America. We can get over that hump. You know, we get elections in November. You know, and you know, then you know, well, obviously of a general election in 2024. You know, but that's not everything. It goes even deeper than that. But there's a spiritual aspect to it as well. You know, it's you know, when you look at I'm not going to speak. I'm going to speak in like, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you know, the other side are the party of death. You know what I mean? They're the party of death. You know, talking about the unborn, this, that, and the other. That is the party of death. That is the party of euthanasia and infanticide. You know, and no, guys, we got to be on our toes, because it's at a more deep level than, you know, than voting. You know, we're fighting the devil more so now than ever, because
Well, I don't believe that a fertilized egg is a human being. I believe it's a potential life, like an acorn is an oak tree. It's a potential life. You know, I mean, what's next? Men are going to be arrested for masturbating and murdering sperm. I mean, where does it end?
Well, you know, me personally, James, guys, I believe life begins from conception and it ends at natural death. You know, but you know,
like if a woman's raped by her uncle, incest, or some low life, that poor woman is what? Has got to be forced to go from conception to birth.
And that's always, James. That's always the question that comes across. You know, what if it's rape or incest?
Right.
But even though, you know,
or a defective fetus. You know, I mean,
it horrors me to even think about, you know, having to, you know, experience that situation. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not the child's fault. It's not the life's fault. You know, it's not the baby's fault. You know, and
well,
you know,
that's the key word, baby. It has to be a life form as a human baby, not a fertilized.
Yeah, but life starts, you know, like, I believe, you know, from conception. You know, even though, you know, people say, oh, it's a clump of cells, it's life. You know, I was a clump of cells one time. We all were. You know, I wouldn't like anybody to snuff me out.
Well,
you know,
you know, you have a right. You have a right to your feelings and your opinion. Everyone should respect it. I respect it, and you know, I don't censor or anybody on my show. I don't belittle anybody. You know, they say what they feel, and that's it. Then I say how I feel. If I have something based on logic and I can show fact, then fine. If somebody else can show facts, great. You know, but everybody has an opportunity to express themselves fully. And what happened? So Jordy told me when he does live shows, he's quite intoxicated.
Who, Jordy?
Jordy. Yeah.
I haven't seen Jordy for a while.
You haven't seen him? Yeah, he sent me. He said hello early very early in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, right. Where's Jordy? I don't know. He said hello at the beginning of the show. You know, Eric Kornfelter, Tom's Middle 75 sent me a picture of a beer. So I sent him. I sent him the StreamYard link. If he wants to talk about his beer, he can do it now because it's after 4 p.m. It's after 4 p.m. So
after 4, we lighten up after 4. Awesome.
Lighten up.
James,
All hell breaks loose after 4.
James, you got a great show here, and thanks for allowing me to jump on here and have a conversation with you guys.
I enjoy having you, and
yeah, you got a great show, and I was looking out for you today. The Commodore's on there as well. I got the shillelagh in there too. Crack. No, it's good to jump on with somewhat like-minded people. We're all on the same journey. You know what I mean? We're all in the same boat. And it's so refreshing because it's really hard to find.
Well, the reason why I do the serious topics.
Yeah, I love it.
3 to 4. From 3 to 4 is because if what happens is people that don't care about serious topics and they just want to party and they just want to get buzzed, they were interrupting left and right. So
right,
I had to do it. I had to do it that way. Now this man, I know he's not right side up, but this is a BC that didn't realize his cigarette was very close to his webcam. Yeah, he's the guy that is still upset with me when I first put his face in the middle of the wheel one time, and he's still carrying a grudge.
Oh man, why?
Yeah, right. Why? The eagle beaks. Yes, the eagle beak. Well, the eagle beak is always involved in. We're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. He's always involved in some shenanigans, and everything's been quiet lately. Now, my buddy, my administrator for Progressive Discussions, co-administrator, Nick Von Raven, he just got out of Facebook prison for just giving his opinion. He didn't really do anything bad.
Yeah.
He didn't post pornography. He just gave his opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I call him the control freak geek, because geeks usually, they used to get, nobody liked them in school. They used to get smacked around by the jocks, the athletes.
Yeah.
Because they used to go around annoying everyone. And, maybe since he's very wealthy, he's a billionaire. I say ill-gotten gains, but he's a billionaire. And now he's using that as an extension of his masculinity, like a prosthesis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've had any. Well, no, you're not on Facebook.
No.
So
I used to be. Not anymore.
You're
I do.
smart.
I'm on Twitter. I'm under Colin James Michael McMenamin. That's
Well,
my full.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna wait until.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wait and see if Elon Musk ends up buying Twitter before I try to get my account reinstated, because my account was it's still there, but it can't be used because I gave an opinion of the Democrats that were in the debates, in the campaign debates.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were moderate corporatists.
Mhm.
They weren't true progressives. The only one that was real progressive was Bernie Sanders, but they all believed in taking big campaign contributions, and they believed in corporate America and the whole, you know, kowtowing to the mega rich and meeting with lobbyists, and taking payoffs, and that
Mhm.
whole capitalist mumbo jumbo. No, he's not. No, Elon is not voicing out against. No, he's voicing out against the violation of the First Amendment, but the left wing. Well, let's put it this way: the neoliberals of the Democratic Party are not progressives. They're like neoconservatives. They're extremists. They're
Yeah, they're radical, totally radical.
radical. They're fascists. They're
Yeah.
like the feminist movement. They are fascists. They don't believe in equal rights and reality. They just want power. They want to censor you.
Yeah.
That's what a neoliberal is, like Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. These are Democrat neoliberals. They're
Yeah. They're not, James. They're not like the Democrats of old. You know what I mean? Who, yeah, sure, they went back and forward, this, that, and the other. But what we have these days, like AOC, people like that there. You mentioned his name there now, Sanders. They're nut jobs. They're totally
No,
socialist.
they want a government like that, and I agree that a government like they have in Scandinavia, Northern Europe, is the most perfect form of government. Where you tax the rich and you take care of the poor, and if you have a baby and you're a father, you get paternity leave with pay. Yeah, you're guaranteed a decent retirement. In other words, the little guy has a safety net, not just the CEO. The little guy has a safety net. You want to go to the dentist, you're free to go to the dentist without paying for it. Doctor, surgery, public universities, you don't have to pay. You get if your kid has a high IQ, he or she can go to a public university and get a degree.
Yeah.
Without paying like $100 grand for freaking tuition, like these poor kids have to. I mean,
but at the same time, James, I understand exactly what you're saying, and in a perfect world, that would be amazing. But this country has never known to exist under those type of measures. And what we have to watch, if we let this radical left, take us down that channel, which they're doing already, it'll become full blown communism, and
yeah. Well,
you know,
capitalism since day one, unless you get a big break in life, and you know the right people, and you get that big break, very, very small percentage were ever upwardly mobile since 1776. I think the estimate was like 10%. I mean, as somebody who made it from rags to riches, very tiny percentage. So they don't really. Well, the capitalist free enterprise system where they don't believe in social programs, they don't believe in helping the poor. But you would think they would, because they call themselves Christians, right? But they don't work for the 98%. They don't work for the little guy. They can care less about the little guy. They just want you to vote for them.
Yeah.
They only work for the fat cats. I mean, The founding fathers were fat cats. They had plantations. They had slaves, even though they were in the Northeast. Yeah, they were fat cats. I mean, if you were female, Native American, anybody of color, or a poor person, you didn't own land. Let's say you didn't own land like they did. You really didn't have many rights. I mean, the only right you have now as part of the 98% is the right to shop. You don't, what other rights? They call driving a privilege. Everything's a privilege except shopping.
I think we can't forget that we live, despite what's going on now in these times with inflation and even worse stuff than that there, you know, the slaughter of the unborn, everything else. We live in the best country in the world. You know, everybody's looking to come here. Nobody's looking to leave. You know, I'm an immigrant, came in 1986 and permanently in 2000.
Well, except Scandinavians and Canadians. Well, Scandinavians have it really good over there. I mean, they really do.
Where would you choose? Where would you choose? You know, United States has always been the bright lights of the world. You know,
I don't speak Norwegian or Swedish. That's
no, neither do I.
But you get a base pay.
After a few beers, I can try. You know, but
hey, Ronald J. Tirio, how are you, sir? Hey,
Ronald.
They get a base pay of like $800 a month in Norway just for being a citizen of Norway. I mean,
yeah, what's going to happen to Norway? Then they're going to be like Greece. They're going to go broke. You know?
No, they just tax the rich. They make the rich pay for it.
Yeah, but you know, soon the well will go dry. You know, look as I said, look what happened to Greece. Nobody was working in Greece except, you know.
You mean in Greece they were working for Seymour Doolittle?
Yeah, right.
Seymour Doolittle.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they make gyros? Sell gyros or something.
And that's the only people who were working, you know, because they're
hungry.
cuisine.
Okay. Oh, you mean the ones that took care of the tourists? You mean, you know?
Yeah.
Seymour
Doolittle. I like that.
Zorbited Greek. Let me see. So what, my gyro? All right, not bad, huh?
That's good. Hey, Ron.
One day over the rainbow, way up high.
Yeah.
You're out of town visiting relatives. Well, you must have gotten a headache then, because my relatives give me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
One day over the rainbow, Ronald Eric just sent me a photo of a beer, but he's not joining. Well, why is he bothering me if he knows I am hosting a live show? You know what? I bet if the show was just about people going, they'll all be here. Eric, Jordy, BC, they'll all be here.
No, this is a great conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Well,
deep,
that-
but it's good. But deep
Exactly.
needs to be had. You know, deep
know,
conversations need to be had. You don't find them at work. You only find them within certain people. You know.
The human race is a very, aside from the sins of humanity, the human race is basically generally extremely annoying. Like last night, I went to mass. I went to the 5:30 mass. Look, the shillelagh sits on my shoulder like a parrot. Look, no hands. Oh, I think it does have magic powers. They said the black thorn has powers.
Yeah, it's quite unique. It's amazing that you have an actual blackthorn.
Look, it's sitting on me shoulder like a parrot. Now, what was I saying? Oh, they were so sanctimonious and uppity and snobbish last night. It's like nobody would, even the priest has gotten that way. He used to be so friendly. He used to grab my hand, hold my hand, and everything. You know, is it people are very, very, very annoying.
Yeah.
And unpredictable too.
Yeah. A lot of egos out there, which is unfortunate.
Ronald's he's trying to be funny.
You got to be humble.
Yeah, you got to be humble. Now, Eric sends me a photo of a craft beer. Well, he knows I'm doing the show. I sent him a link. Well, then where is Eric? He bothers me with pictures of beer, but he doesn't come on to tell people on my show about his beer. Yeah, he has my number too, Ronald. The only thing is I muted the notifications. I won't hear any. Jason Cleveland.
Yeah, great guy,
I don't know
Jason.
what happened to Jason. Jason, see, what happens is his wife makes plans for the time he has off from work. She schedules things for him to do, and it turns out that if the things involves food and liquor, guess who has to pay for entertaining everyone? Jason.
Right.
And he don't like that. That's why he calls them moochers. I says, well, Jason, why don't you tell them they're moochers?
A lot of moochers out there, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has a very nice house. I have a feeling he has a very nice job, and people are taking advantage of his good nature, his generosity. They're mistaking his kindness for weakness.
Yeah, and that's an awful thing. You just nailed it on the head. You shalated it on the head there now.
Well, you know who said that? Al Capone. Scarface Al Capone says, "Do not mistake my kindness for weakness."
Yeah, exactly. You're soft spoken. People try and take advantage of you, this, that, and the other, but they really don't. They really don't know who's inside.
I watched that History Channel documentary special on Teddy Roosevelt. Now that's a Republican I am 1,000% behind. He was a great president. I watched it, and he said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." The only problem, Teddy Roosevelt wasn't a soft speaker. He was he was a bit of a chatterbox, and he was a little boisterous. He was loud, but it was a great documentary.
I must check that out. It's Freddie Roosevelt. Is it on YouTube? Is it on YouTube?
On the History Channel.
History? I'll check it out. Wow. Who's that guy in the middle?
Oh yes, they certainly do suck. They certainly do suck. the airline, when I really don't want to take United Airlines anymore, because I know I said this before, but when I went to San Diego, all the seats were like they were closer together, almost like so they could stuff more seats on the plane. And the seat in front of me was always touching my kneecaps.
Yeah.
Regardless if I push my seat back or not. Everybody is crammed in there. You have to pay for everything, even if you want a pillow or a blanket or something. You have to buy it. They charge you for everything separate. And the Wi-Fi, they said, oh, we have Wi-Fi for your entertainment. Guess what? It didn't work. The Wi-Fi didn't work. So, yes, airlines suck.
And that's on United.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
they
have
get.
any airline experience that isn't too great?
I've flown United, you know. I never even thought too much of it. Flown down to Brazil, you know. Londrina.
Oh, where'd you go? Rio de Janeiro for my?
No, no, when,
I mean,
no,
Carnival?
I used to date a girl years ago in the early 2000s. Sorry, mid 2000s. Correcting myself. She was she had family in Sao Paulo.
Oh, Sao Paulo, that's a big city.
Yeah, she lived more, you know, going inwards in the country in a town that nobody even probably knows. It's called Londrina. You know, the Brazilians, they called it, you know, Little London. You know, and but no, it was like 9-hour flight from Dulles International Airport in Washington D.C. To Sao Paulo, and then if you get a plane from Sao Paulo to Londrina, it was an hour and a half. But first time we took a bus ride, it took like 5-6 hours. It was awful, you know. But no,
it's not like a brand new Greyhound or a brand new bus with nice, comfortable seats and air conditioning and.
Yeah, you're driving around a few mountains, you know, where you think you're going to fall off the side, you know. It's crazy.
There's no railings.
Yeah, it's just straight down. It's like they call it the death road in La Paz in Bolivia. You know, it's like, you know, and there's many videos out there about it. The buses going off the side, this, that, and the other. You know, and it was one of those experiences. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it again. I had to do it a few times, but I definitely don't want to do it again.
I bet the mountain roads in La Paz, because of the high elevation in the Andes, I bet they were very similar to those mountain roads I saw on TV in the Himalayas.
Oh yeah.
But there's no protective railing, and there's let's put it this way. Two vehicles, some of them are narrower. Two vehicles cannot pass each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is really idiotic. So they should make it a one way.
Yeah. My wife, she was, you know, just like jumping ahead. She was actually from Cochabamba in Bolivia. You know, and that's how I know about the roads, apart from what I experienced in Brazil. But, you know, she used to tell me, you know, she went from Cochabamba up to La Paz because she had some family up in La Paz. And, yeah, they've done the death road a few times, you know, and, you know, I can't even imagine, like, nuts, you know. It's like
Bolivians are pretty much, their whole life is in the Andes Mountains. And they use the alpaca. Alpaca is like a donkey. They use it as like a donkey, a pack animal.
Yeah. The llama, alpaca, llama.
Alpaca is a hairy llama.
Yeah. And what they do also, they eat if you live in that high altitude, they actually eat coca leaves. You know, but what they use to make cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, they eat that. They chew on the green coca leaves. Yeah, it helps them to breathe. It's not to get like.
Oh, you mean for the altitude situation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they like to drink yerba mate tea.
Yeah.
They have this metal teacup with a long metallic straw. You know, I don't know what that does, but it's probably
Great food though. The food is amazing. It's so simple, but wow. You know, it's like, yeah, and in Brazil too, the food is so simple, but it's just like your grandmother cooked years ago.
Well, Brazilian food is, especially Brazilian rodizio barbecue, is fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and then you have, I know Argentina has their version of barbecue, but yeah, Brazilian rodizio, I know it quite well.
Yeah.
We have them over here. There's a big Brazilian and Portuguese community in the Ironbound section of Newark.
Oh wow.
Ferry Street by Penn Station, and they have it's, you don't even think you're in Newark. It's such a quiet residential area, but it's all like bakeries and fish markets and restaurants and you know cafes and I mean good restaurants where you know you could get paella, you know, Portuguese restaurant. Paella Valenciana would be all seafood in a yellow saffron rice.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Good eats. Yeah. No, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. But, oh, by the way, the Andes Mountain is where the potato originally came from the Andes.
Yeah.
The Incas. Yeah. Many different, hundreds of different different varieties and colors.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, she used to cook the old purple potatoes, and I'd never eaten it. You know, never eaten
No,
it.
they're good. They're good. The red one, the purple ones.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I usually get the big russet Idaho potatoes, the long ones.
Yeah.
Ones. But I peel it. And like last night, I fried 2 jumbo Italian sausages with parsley and cheese inside. And I took the potato after peeling it. I cut them in half. I put Himalayan pink salt, and I fried it and I think I put garlic powder. I fried it in extra virgin olive oil. I didn't steam it this time. I put it in the cast iron skillet, and I fried it, and it cooks very well.
Oh, sounds
It's brown and crispy on both sides, and then I'll put organic ketchup on it and hot sauce. I put the hot sauce. And let me tell you, much better than steaming them or boiling them.
Ah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Today I'm going to order Chinese food because I'm doing the show, and I'll be too tired later. I got a project going in the living room that I have to finish. And after that, I'm just going to order food.
I would love to suggest a watch, Steve, but I don't want to shout it out over your channel. But it's 2 guys from your area, and but if there's any way I can send you the show, it's on at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time. If there's any way I can share it with you, but I don't want to say without your permission.
Oh, you could put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On the right hand side, it should say private.
All right. Yeah, they're from your area. Yeah, and they're great guys. They're like you, and they speak about everything that you're talking about. 2 Catholic guys, 2 Christian guys. You know, and I think you would like it, and you could even hook up with them. Yeah, they've been going for a couple of years now, and they're gathering pace, and I think you're right up their alley. Yeah, I think you're just the same as them. Hang on, I'm gonna put it in private.
All right. Oh yes, insecure attention whores.
Oh.
They I've known people. I know a couple of them now that they don't they don't have conversations with others. They don't listen to what you have to say. They don't reply to you. They talk at you. They don't talk with you. And they constantly brag about themselves, what their material possessions cost, what they, how talented they are, what their connections are, how many important big shots they know. Everything is braggadocious. Everything is brag, brag, brag. So they're not even concerned about what other people are what other people think, what they're doing. They don't care how you're doing. So this is the attention whore. They're not narcissistic, and if you try to talk, they cut you off. They interrupt. So this is pretty much. All right, let me check. Joe and Joe.
Joe Pessinello and Joe Resinelli. Yeah, two Italian guys. Yeah.
Times. Joe and Joe. Interesting.
Yeah.
That should be easy to remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What people like? They always trying to one up you. Commodore and Colin. They no matter what you say, they try to beat you in what you say. If you have a chance to say what you want to say, otherwise they just cut you off. But
a lot of bullshitters out there. Forgive
yeah. Well, I know this guy who wasted my time over the years on the phone, bending my ears until my ear was red hot, telling me stories about what big plans he has, very lofty ambition. He's a entertainer, and what he's going to do. And anyway, he never did. He never did any of the things he said he was going to do, aside from wasting my time.
Right.
Bullshit artist, exactly. James, you know who I am. I have my own signature series and travel the world with a sugar daddy. Yeah, a person that has a signature series, wooden Indian clubs, and she's a nobody. Nobody knows who the hell she is. She has no celebrity status. If you're going to charge more money for an autograph series, anything, you better be somebody. You better be somebody.
That reminds me of a song.
Signature series. Well, I'm going to depart. I'm getting tired. I want to finish my project, and I want to order some Chinese food.
Enjoy, brother.
And
Enjoy.
Relax.
Hey, JV, what's up? JV's a good man. He's from Texas. Great guy. Great guitar player, too.
Hey, oh yeah, I remember JV saying hi last time. Hey, JV, how's your Sunday going? Or how'd your weekend go?
Great musician and a gentleman also. Yeah.
He plays a good guitar, acoustic guitar.
He could play the phone book. That's how good he is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I play
Arkansas. Sorry, JV.
I play African djembe drum, which is like a conga,
Mm-hmm.
Goat skin and mahogany, and I play the jaw harp. You know, the thing that goes boing, down, boing, boing, boing.
Mm-hmm.
Play that.
I heard you on the drum a couple of weeks ago. It was
Thank you.
massively impressive. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, honestly, it was like, wow. It was like amazing. So yeah, fair play. Keep playing.
Yeah,
Never-
it was when you were playing, you were singing.
Yeah.
And then you played the Irish tin whistle, which sounded really nice.
Mm-hmm. Different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do another show strictly based on music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Arkansas. Oh, that's who JV is. I know him. Yes,
JV,
yes.
JV, why did I say Texas, JV? I'm not sure. Hey, Jason Cleveland, how you doing, brother?
There he is. Michael Hilton is a false prophet. Well, yeah, because he claims to be living a life of sobriety, but he always looks intoxicated.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daryl Messias from Northern
Darryl.
California. Jeremy Vincent. Yes. Yeah, he's a good man.
Oh, yeah, good fella.
Yeah.
Good folks. Good people.
Michael Hilton. Yeah, Michael Hilton was in the center of the wheel not too long ago. But I've been seeing photos of him, and he doesn't look like he's like he has given up alcoholic beverages. No way.
Mm.
Happy days are here. Thank you.
Awesome.
Michael Hilton. He doesn't have panels anymore. He doesn't invite people on his show. He does solo lectures. He strictly does solo lectures.
Is he a YouTube guy or what, James?
Yeah, he's originally from the beer review community.
Oh, okay.
And then he became an excessive drinker, where let's say he did an afternoon, which he did often. He would do an afternoon beer review on his terrace in San Francisco. So he would be on a terrace, and normally people would have one or two beers and they would review it. No, he just kept the live show going for a long time, and he would drink a whole case on the live show.
Oh, damn.
And he would get extremely intoxicated on the live show.
And it was his show?
And it was his show, and then sometimes he would fall asleep on the sofa out on the porch.
Oh,
And,
damn.
And one time he lied down during his live show, and I called his name, and he didn't answer me. He didn't wake up. So I left him there on his live show. I left him with the camera focusing on him lying down, passed out.
Snoozing.
Yeah. Well, he had to drink a whole case.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. So was that like in the space of an hour, or was he going on longer?
Longer,
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
First, he would start off with some, his take on life, and
Uh-huh.
and then he would go into rants. He would rant, and then
Right.
he would do, he would do the beer review, and after the beer review, he would say, "Oh, it's time for another one." And then after that, then as time went by, he was talking. His speech got slurry.
Oh, he was fading.
He was fading, started slurring, and then eventually he knocked off a whole case on his live show, and then he went right for the sofa on the porch, fall asleep and pass out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen JV on any of the beer review shows in a long time.
JV comes on every Friday night, around 7 Eastern Standard Time, and JV's Hangouts. And
he does a hangout.
Yeah.
Okay, not Alex, the beer masturbator. Not him. No, not him. He does his own hangout called JV's Hangout.
Yeah. It's always a good lot of banter in there,
Yeah, banter. I like banter mixed with music, but not intoxication. Not because I've seen those shows where they're all drunk and they're all cutting each other off.
Yeah.
And shouting, and it's just total mayhem, chaos.
Yeah. No. This is a great conversation today. I wish I'd have got you 23 minutes earlier. I know I got on a little bit late, but
yeah, it's been peaceful. I mean, I had good material.
Always, yeah.
I know this particular show. I had good material. When
Mhm.
I have better material, I have less bodies. When I have less material, I have more bodies, more people interacting.
What's brilliant about it, James? I love the truthful topics that nobody wants to take on board. That's what I love about it. Even if I wasn't sitting here like live now chatting with you, I'd still be sitting in the background and just listening to truthful topics, the reality, the reality of the world today, and our country, especially.
Our country, society, the world. Speaking of truthful topics, Elon Musk is coming out with a new, much better revolutionary battery for his electric vehicles, or not just his electric vehicles, but for all the companies. It has it charges much faster, it lasts much longer, and also SpaceX is almost ready to go. The reusable spacecraft that can come down landing vertically. Reusable spacecraft. Mr. Commodore is done with his work schedule. Thank you,
Commodore.
He put on his jacket. Thank you for joining us for this Sunday's show. Great Commodore. So so that's new.
What we got to watch out for now is the blackouts in California. That's what they're calling for. All these Teslas and Priuses and all these plug-in cars. This energy BS. And
well, now they have a special plug or outlet where you can recharge your car at home with your own currency. But the problem is that making electricity is not a green endeavor. You got a lot of it involves either like nuclear power plant or burning coal. Like the electricity, it's not Nikola Tesla electricity where he can get it from the planet Earth, from the atmosphere and the ground. No, it has to be manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the big oil has to manufacture gasoline.
Reopen the Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah, it's not the only way they can get around it, and Elon Musk is working on it. A hydrogen hybrid that runs on hydrogen, which is like water, is pure, and the small motor will charge the big battery. Right now it's lithium, but they're working on something better. So hydrogen is clean, and it's made from water, like H2O, right? So that is a fantastic idea for clean, pollution-free energy. Okay. Yes, he's right. Electricity is made from fossil fuels. Ethanol made from corn has to use fossil fuels to refine it. Right. And there's only so much corn.
Commodore, God bless.
You know, I mean, come on, they're gonna go into the food supply. Use fossil fuels to refine the ethanol. Yes, thank you, Commodore. Thank you for joining us as always. Take care. Have a good Sunday evening. Yeah, so it's not so free, clear, and cut dry. It's not the panacea that people are making it out to be. The electricity has to be manufactured, and the manufacturing process is not exactly the green movement.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, blackouts are happening.
Yeah. I'm not too much into this Green New Deal or anything they got there. It's just not something I can fathom. It's
but you like the green New Deal of Ireland being very lush and green. Right?
Yeah, that's different. You got your shillelagh, We gotta beat the oligarchs. We gotta beat them off with that shillelagh.
Yeah, the royal, British imperialism. It's about time.
And now this new world order with Jeff Sachs and all the rest of them. All scumbags.
Now, speaking of scumbags, is the main office of the Rothschild family, is that in London?
I'm not sure.
The Rothschilds.
Probably.
They supposedly, it's an oligarch that is worth like $100 trillion.
Probably. You had all the Russian oligarchs over there until this latest fiasco started off with Ukraine. You know what I mean? And they're all buying out. There's the guy that owned Chelsea Football Club, Abramovich. He's put it right up for sale straight away because all their assets were seized. These guys were living in London, living the life of Riley. And now they're all fleeing.
Yeah, well, their yachts are being confiscated by the United States government. Rightfully so. And Vladimir Putin is a big oligarch himself.
Yeah, all fat cats, like you mentioned before. It's all
fat cats that pay off politicians and they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, or else they cyanide them. Anybody that doesn't agree with them, they bump them off.
Yeah, you get the cyanide thing there.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But anyway, what can we do? Hope, pray, hope, don't worry.
Yep.
Keep your shillelagh handy.
the end times, the end time prophecy.
Yeah.
I actually, you know who's good at Bible prophecy, like the Book of Revelation, is Ronald. I'm surprised he got overwhelmed by his relatives.
Yeah, I enjoy listening to yourself and Ronald going back and forward. Yeah, you were on last week. Yeah.
What must have happened was his relatives must have stressed him out and gave him a headache, and he was in no mood to converse on a show, and he was probably tired. So
Yeah.
he had to drive out of state to visit them.
Right. Yeah. So it wasn't in his own confinement. So
No.
if he'd have been home, he'd got into his office and he'd have been on here. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see him next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, I will. I'll try to keep in touch. I know I sent you a message on YouTube.
You did?
I sent you a message under. I didn't see any new videos. It was an old video of you performing. Singing or something, and I just sent a greeting underneath because
Cool.
I didn't know how to communicate with you. I know
Yeah.
you're on Twitter, but I sent it underneath one of the videos that were at the top of your YouTube channel.
Okay, I'll go back and check. Yeah. Thank you, James. Appreciate that.
That'll be possibly a good way to message.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll get your Twitter back up again.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I've subscribed to you on Facebook.
Thank you.
I mean, on YouTube.
Thank you.
But you'll see me over there. The message. But anyway, take care of yourself and
you too. Yeah.
Don't let the heat get to you too. Cause I got the air conditioner going.
Yeah. Oh, it's been rough. 95 the last few days. It's been rough.
Yeah,
but you too, James. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Same
And
here.
yeah.
Because I know Ireland doesn't get. Thank you, Mums. Mum's the word. Mum's calm space. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am, or whatever. Might be a ma'am. Might be more like Mums. What are those two?
I'm a man. I'm a man.
You're a man. What are those two leprechauns? What are they? Oh, I'm sorry. The baby. The baby. Where's me gold? Me gold. Oh, now he comes when I'm ready to sign out. Bart Robinson. I am
Hey,
real
Bart.
late. I just want to say good evening, gentlemen. I hope you're having a very pleasant Sunday, possibly barbecue. Did you go to the gymnasium today, Bart? I know he has a very festive Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was telling the folks. I was telling everybody when I have more important material to show here, I get less people. When I have less, I get more people. Oh man! But anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Believe it or not, Monday is going to be here already tomorrow. So.
Yeah, back to the grindstone tomorrow, James. You know, we're back in business tomorrow. So
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Maybe we'll have a 4-day work week in the United States, like they're trying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They may all do.
Or one
Well,
day
you know,
we'll have all those Android robots working for us.
inflation going through the roof.
Just got home from the gym, sitting in my backyard with a cold beer on this gorgeous Jersey day. Well,
Sounds good, Bart. Sounds good.
Listen,
cheers,
Bart,
cheers.
cheers. But make sure you stock up on those big citronella candles for the mosquitoes.
The biters.
Biter. I don't think there's mosquitoes in Ireland, is there?
No, no, no. We have no mosquitoes over there.
No, there's no mosquitoes there.
No,
The enchantment of the island keeps them away.
Yeah, a lot of gnats. A lot of gnats.
Gnats? You have gnats? Are they peat moss gnats?
Yeah, we call them midgets. You know, when they bite you. You know, but it's not nothing like mosquitoes. We call them midgets.
Oh, they bite these gnats?
Oh yeah, but not nothing like the mosquitoes.
Oh.
Virginia's terrible.
Oh, Virginia probably has those black flies near the beach that really stick up. They really harpoon you. They bite.
Tiger mosquitoes, you name it, they're here.
Yeah, black flies, green flies, whatever. Green. I think they're green flies. Now I'm getting itchy and hungry. I'll see you, sir.
All right, James. Hey, listen, enjoy your Chinese food tonight. I'm actually thinking of doing something similar. Although I've got sausage, onions, and peppers all cooking up together.
That's what I did. That's what I did yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. They make they call Patsy's Brand, which is a famous restaurant in New York where Frank Sinatra used to hang out. Patsy's Brand Italian sausage with the one I get. It has the cheese and parsley inside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You know that butter. What is it? Kerrygold.
Irish butter.
Yeah, the packaging is it's a small portion of butter.
Yeah.
For like $5, you know.
Yeah, no, it's not cheap.
But it's like they're like grass-fed cows.
You
know.
Yeah. That's the
Organic.
best. Oh yeah, it's the best. The best.
I know
butter.
the Indians eat a lot of ghee. Ghee, they call it clarified butter.
Yep. Yeah, they put that in all the food. I love a good curry. You know?
Yeah, greenhead flies. That's right. That's what they are. They bite. They're nasty. Yeah, curry in a hurry. I have plenty of imported curry in the cabinet. I use it. Like I'll take raw chicken and I'll just smother it in that curry. And I'll put I got this citrus-based Cuban dry rub, and I'll put it all over, and then I'll got the Korean stovetop grill, and comes out pretty good. The chicken. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good